Okay, today we are going to look at blue sort 21. Now we've skipped sort 20 just because it's sort of more of the same with sort 19, and because we're getting towards the end of the year I thought it was good to jump ahead and cover something a little bit different rather than do just a whole other week of similar. Okay, so what we're going to look at today is how we change words when we add itty. So we've been looking at Asian, shin, IAN. What else have we been looking at? How we can... Oh, the other thing we've been looking at is how you can choose a related word to help you with spelling. That's a really important thing. So what we're going to be looking at today, excuse me, is adding ITY. Now, when we add ITY, you can write this down in your notes, it means state, as in the state something is in, like, oh, we look at your room, it's in a state, or a messy state. State or quality. Okay, so we've got something like personal, and then we say personality, and suddenly it's the state or quality of your personal sense of who you are. So ITY is an ending that we're going to be looking at, and we are also going to be looking at, as we have done in a couple of the other sorts, sort of a word and then a related word. So we'll have the base word and then we'll add ITY to it. So there's really only two columns. And just thinking if there was anything else I wanted to add to the notes. I don't think there is. I think we're looking at ITY means state or quality, and then we can add one more thing. When we add ITY, it can change how we pronounce the word. Okay, so we can have personal and we have personality, so we can emphasize different parts of the word according to whether it's the base word or it's the word with the ITY added. Okay, so that's really the main teaching point for today, so you can write that down in your notes, and we'll jump straight into the word sort. Okay, so again we've got really just two categories, but I will have to do them in two columns because my board's not long enough. Okay, so we've got base word, and we've got EITY version, and we've got base word, and then we've got the ITY version. Okay, so we have got personal, and then we've got, oh, shall I stick with my blue theme better? Personal, itty. But I don't, do you notice the change? I don't say it, so here I said personal, so this all is quite emphasized, and now we say personality. It's a different pronunciation. So in these base words we have what is called, we write it like this. It's like an upside down E, but it's the ul sound. Personal, personality. So it changes the pronunciation, but the spelling is the same. Remember, that's been a bit of a theme we've had going. So we've got mental, and then we've got mentality. So that's done exactly the same pattern as personal, mental, personality, mentality. Okay, we've got fatal. That's when something is going to cause death. Something is fatal. We've got general and brutal. Brutal is when something's really harsh or, you know, Could physically be brutal, like something really hurts someone, or it could be brutal with words, like someone just says something really mean and you might say, wow, that was really brutal. Okay, so fatal, it doesn't become, and this is really my main point, it's not fatality. We say fatality. So this becomes a very pronounced owl, whereas when it's in a base word, it's the ul. So generality, not a common word to be honest. I can't think that I use that word very much, but it does exist. And brutality, that's a common word. Brutality. And can you see how this helps us with our spelling? You might be tempted to throw in a double letter or do something weird with these words, but when you realise it's just the base word adding the ity, you're going to spell them correctly. So we've got the ul, personal, mental, fatal, general, brutal, personality, mentality, fatality, generality, brutality. Okay, so let's have a look at the second lot. Okay, we've got local, formal, and hear that ul sound again, ul, original, and individual. And we've got locality, formality, originality, and individuality. I'll write it here, something that's in the glare. Individuality. So individual, ul, hear that ul sound? Ul, ity. Individuality, originality. So suddenly that becomes owl. So even though they're pronounced differently, we can see that the spelling is the same. Now, we have got 3 word pairs that actually fit into oddball category because this, in America, these words would fit this exact pattern. So I'll show you. One of them that we're going to move into, in fact, I'm just going to do them in green and you can put them into an oddball. So we've got hostile, and then hostility. Hostility. Now, in America, that would be pronounced hostile. Don't be so hostile. Whereas we say hostile. So this doesn't fit this ul, personal, mental, fatal, general, brutal, hostile. In America, you'd say personal, mental, fatal, general, brutal, hostile. Okay, so we say hostile. So I'll put these in green. And then we have hostility, hostility. Okay, so we have hostile, hostility. Our magic E says to say I. Okay, then we've got mobile. In America, they say mobile, mobile phone. We say mobile. And then we've got mobility. And this belongs in the same, but I'll just do it here because I don't have room. Fertile. You can have fertile soil or a fertile person or a fertile animal, meaning they're, you know, ready to produce something, a baby or plants. And then, so this is exactly the same. We've got this magic E pattern again. In America, you'd say fertile, as we say fertile. And then we have fertility. So when we've added ity in these ones, we've had to drop the E. So that's why those 3 are going to be, we can put them in oddball, or you could describe those because they're all the same. So you could describe those as an E drop pattern if you don't like the oddball title. But that is words for the week. So we're coming to the end of term 4 now, and so next week we're going to do a sort of wrap up week, and then that will be the last spelling video that you will have for this year. So enjoy practicing those words, and I will see you soon. Bye.